Well, hello there, friends. It's Boardman here. I am so glad to see you joining me on this brand new video on behalf of my channel. I hope you're all doing well. I am so glad you had enjoyed watching my videos from the previous years. Also, I had been doing a lot of read out videos with you guys since you have enjoyed it as well. I hope you like it, and thank you ever so much to keep my creativity building up. I really appreciate you guys. You guys are all such amazing people out there on the YouTube community. So, first of all, I'm going to do another reading out for you guys for story time together. So, I'll show you a storybook I got to read to you soon. This is Disney's Piglets Big Movie, which is published by Disney's Wonderful Reading and Scholastic. You probably might be familiar with Disney's Winnie the Pooh. I like Winnie the Pooh. It was my favourite childhood Disney animated films and TV series. As such, well, it seems like you had came to the right place. And let's begin the story to you guys. This is highly recommend. You can wear headphones wherever you like, when you listen to this video, when I read the story. Okay, let's begin. It was a very busy day in the 100-acre wood. Piglet was making a scrapbook inside his snug little house. He gathered his drawings into the book to remember all the fun times with his friends. Piglet looked up to see Rabbit was strolling past the window carrying the violin. Next came Pooh, holding a big pot. Eeyore, who was dressed like a bee, followed. Then Piglet saw the tree walking by. Ah, no, that wasn't a tree. It was Tigger wearing a tree costume. Piglet hurried outside to find out what his friends were doing. When Piglet found his friends, Rabbit was in a tree, playing the violin to the beehive. Rabbit, what are you doing? Asked Piglet. I'm hullabalooing the bees, answered Rabbit, for a big plan. Eeyore, what are you doing? Piglet asked. I'm using my big voice to tell the bees about their new hive, explained Eeyore. Tigger, could you tell me what are you doing? Asked Piglet. I have to hold the fake hive high enough for the bees to see, said Tigger. It's the biggest part of a plan. Finally, Piglet asked Pooh, what are you all doing? Harvesting honey, of course, answered Pooh. It's all in the plan. Can I help you with your big plan? Asked Piglet. Well, thank you, Piglet, said Pooh. Perhaps another time, when we have a bit smaller of a plan, added Tigger. Or when you are bit bigger of a Piglet. I'm very sorry, Piglet, said Rabbit, but I'm afraid this is a very big plan. Poor Piglet, he wanted to be a part of a big plan too. Just then the friends heard a loud buzzing coming from inside the hive. Rabbit's violin playing must have annoyed the bees, because suddenly the bees shot out of the hive, and they were very angry. Buzz! The bees flew right into the Eeyore's megaphone, which was pointed at his mouth. Piglet quickly grabbed the megaphone and use it to lead the bees into the fake hive. Then Piglet sealed the bees inside with a gluey piece of paper. But nobody noticed that Piglet had saved his friends from the angry bees. Our plan worked perfectly, shouted Rabbit. Ho, ho, ho! Hooray for Pooh, cried Tigger, and Rabbit, added Pooh. And Eeyore, added Rabbit, and Tigger too, said Eeyore. But, was the Piglet, started to say, but none of his friends heard. They were too busy celebrating and congratulating themselves. A little later, Piglet walked through the 100-acre wood all by himself, feeling small and unimportant. It should be nice if my friends needed me, he murmured. When Piglet's scarf got caught on the fence, he didn't even notice. He just kept walking. Meanwhile, at the honey celebration, the fake hive began bursting louder and louder. It shook, then rumbled, and finally exploded. A very, very angry bee flew out. Rabbit looked up and saw this. He said urgently, What say we break for lunch? But what about our honey? Asked Pooh. It's your honey or your life, yelled Rabbit as he took off running. Oh, bother, said Pooh. Whoa, cooed Tigger. Quick, make a beeline for Piglets, shouted Rabbit. Pooh, Tigger and Rabbit ran into the Piglet's house and slammed the door just in time. The bees rumbled on the other side of the door. Suddenly it became quiet. Then the door knob slowly turned. The three friends ducked under the blankets and peeked out. The door opened. It was Eeyore, with a big bump on his nose. Eeyore, said Pooh, you got stung out there. No, I got stung right here, answered Eeyore. When I can keep an eye on it. Tigger discovered Piglet's scrapbook. Eeyore gathered around to look at it. Then Rabbit said, Where is Piglet? Oh, we must have lost track of him after we got chased by the bees, said Tigger. We have to find him and make sure he's all right, said Pooh. But how we will find him? Asked Rabbit. Since this is a book of Piglet's memories, maybe it remembers where Piglet is, said Pooh. Pooh opened Piglet's scrapbook and saw a drawing of Kanga and Roo. Well then, Kanga's house is where we look for Piglet, announced Rabbit. Piglet has always liked visiting Kangas, said Pooh. Not always, remarked Eeyore. Oh, yes, remembered Pooh. When Kanga and Roo first moved to 100-acre wood, Tigger opened the scrapbooks to the drawing of Kanga moving in. There it is, he said. So, as the friends headed to Kanga's house to find Piglet, they told the story of Kanga and Roo's first day in 100-acre wood. One sunny day in 100-acre wood, Pooh and his friends hid in the tall grass and secretly watched the new family settling. I've never seen anything like it, declared Pooh Rabbit. Just then, Roo jumped into the Kanga's porch and disappeared. Piglet, Pooh and Piglet, Tigger gasps. She swallowed him whole. Rabbit exclaimed, even though Roo later reappeared. The friends still didn't trust the newcomers. I'll tell you, we won't be safe until they are out of our 100-acre wood, declared Rabbit, fortunately of a plan. Rabbit explained his plan. Pooh would distract Kanga while Rabbit ran off with Roo. Then Tigger would slip Piglet into Kanga's perch. When Kanga discovered the switch, the group would refuse to give Roo back until Kanga promised to leave 100-acre wood and never return. Pooh and his friends marched over to Kanga's to carry out their plan. Come on, Roo, called Kanga. Hop in. Let's go inside. Oh, Kanga, said Pooh. I was just wondering, is that this fish in that tree? While Pooh distracted Kanga by asking her silly questions, Tigger tucked Piglet inside a Kanga's perch, snug as a piggy in a planky, said Tigger. Kanga was surprised when she discovered Piglet inside her perch instead of her little Roo, but she pretended not to notice. She just went about her motherly task as usual. I'm going to give you a bath, said Kanga. Piglet did not like baths, but Kanga scrubbed him clean away, and then she dried him until he was fluffy. Achoo! There are always two things what you'll get after your bath, Boo, said Kanga. A cookie and a kiss. Then Kanga gave Piglet one of each. At the end of the story, Pooh said, "You'll see if it weren't for Piglet, we never would have found out how nice Kanga is. We'd never have had any of Kanga's songs," said Eeyore, or her friends, her hugs, sniffed Tigger with tears in his eyes, or her cookies, said Pooh, which my nose is telling my tummy or right nearby. Kanga, we are so glad you didn't leave, blubbered Tigger. What are you talking about, Tigger? Asked Kanga, a little confused. How Piglet took the bath for us, explained Rabbit. Not just any old body. Do something that brave for his friends, said Tigger. I don't know if I would, remarked Eeyore. And we were ever so worried about him, you see, explained Pooh. So we are using his book of memories to find him. Kanga said it was okay for Roo to help his friends look for Piglet. She gave each of them a cookie and waved goodbye to the search party. After the short walk in the woods, Piglet, Pooh and his friends discovered the clue. Look, cried Roo. It's Piglet's scarf. Oh my, exclaimed Pooh. You know, Piglet's scarf never goes anywhere without Piglet. This is more serious than I thought, said Rabbit. Meanwhile, the weather had turned windy and cold. Everyone was worried about Piglet. Rabbit turned a pages of a scrapbook to Piglet's drawing of a cold winter day when they tried to build a house for Eeyore. "Oh, it's a lovely tale," said Rabbit, pointing to the picture. "Is this a story about Piglet too?" asked Roo. "Why, yes, Roo, it is," said Pooh. "He seems to be a hero of every story." Then Pooh and his friends told Roo the story. One cold day in 100-Acre Wood, Pooh decided that it was time to build Eeyore a house. "Where shall we build it?" asked Piglet. "Well, right here," Pooh announced, "and since this is where I thought of it, we shall call this place Pooh Corner." Soon, Tigger joined Pooh and Piglet, showed them a nearby pile of sticks that was perfect for building a new house. What Pooh and Tigger did not know was that this pile of sticks was the house Eeyore had built for himself in the night before. Pooh, Tigger and Piglet brought the sticks to Pooh Corner and started building Eeyore's new house. But several times, just when they thought it was finished, the whole house collapsed. "Oh, bother," said Pooh. "I suspect there's something definitely wrong with all these sticks," said Tigger. "All we wanted was for Eeyore to have his own house. Eeyore could come and live with me," Pooh said. "Let's give an old donkey boy the good news," said Tigger. With that, Pooh and Tigger ran off, leaving poor Piglet behind. Soon after, Pooh and Tigger met Christopher Robin, who had just finished making a snow poo. "Look what I made," said Christopher Robin. Suddenly, the snow poo shook. Then Eeyore's head popped out. "Weren't you awfully cold under there?" asked Pooh. "I've been colder," said Eeyore. "Last night, for instance, it got downright freezing, so I did it. I built myself a house. Just a leaky pile of sticks." "Did you say sticks?" asked Pooh, a little worried. Then Piglet came along. Piglet led Eeyore, Pooh, and Christopher Robin into the new house he had built for Eeyore. "Welcome home, Eeyore," said Piglet as he showed Eeyore a house. It's my house all right," said Eeyore. "But I am sure this isn't where I built it." "But I—" began Piglet. "I suppose the wind must have blown it over here," said Eeyore. "Hooray for Eeyore's house!" they all shouted. Then Piglet showed them the sign he had made that read Pooh Corner. "And that's a story," finished Pooh. "You mean Piglet built Eeyore's house all by himself?" asked Roo. "That's just how much Piglet cares," said Pooh. The weather had become stormy. Tigger and Rabbit were getting stormy too. They were both wanting a scrapbook. "Hand it over, Bunny Boy," said Tigger. "Find Piglet. It's what Tiggers do best." Rabbits do best?" argued Rabbit. Tiggers, yelled Tigger, pointing on the scrapbook. Rabbit, shouted Rabbit as he chucked back. Tigger and Rabbit pulled so hard that Piglet's scrapbook fell over the bridge. Oh no, cried Rabbit. They got our map, said Tigger. And Piglet's memories, said Pooh. Pooh and his friends watched Piglet's drawings float down the river and wondered how they were going to find him. They went back to Piglet's house to get it from a storm and decided what to do next. Once they were snug in Piglet's house, Pooh and his friends began to draw pictures of their lost friend. Their pictures showed how brave and kind and delightful Piglet was. Soon the group hung up their drawings and hurried out to find their friend. Piglet, they called out. Oh, look what I've found, shouted Rabbit. It's one of Piglet's scrapbook pages, said Pooh. The wind had blew Piglet's scrapbook pages everywhere. The friends raced around trying to catch them. Maybe we can put Piglet's scrapbook back together, said Tigger. Then we can find him in no time, said Pooh. Sure enough, they soon found the scrapbook itself, hanging over the big waterfall. Bravely, Pooh climbed out onto the hollow log that stuck out over the waterfall. Whoosh! Pooh slipped and fell through the hole in a slippery log. Suddenly, he was dangling over the waterfall where the scrapbook had been, held only by shirt. Quickly, his friends tried to help. They stretched out over the edge of a cliff, holding on the top to one another with all their strength. Tigger held out his tail for Pooh to grab, but it didn't quite reach. Pooh, shouted Tigger. What are you waiting for? The rescue rope isn't rescuing. Pooh yelled back. We just need a little help, suggested Roo. Oh dear, groaned Rabbit. How can help? To everyone's surprise, Piglet arrived. Hang on, Pooh, shouted Piglet as he scooted over his friends. Oh, I'm hanging, answered Pooh. Piglet clutched Tigger's tail, leaned out and grabbed Pooh's paw. Then he pulled with all his might. But just as Piglet pulled to safety, the log broke. Whoa! Cried Piglet and Pooh and Piglet. The log tumbled down the huge waterfall. Oh no! Exclaimed Rabbit. Uh-oh, said Eeyore. Rabbit and Roo, Eeyore and Tigger looked down. They thought that Piglet and Pooh were lost forever. We never got to tell Piglet how we felt about him, said Rabbit sadly. Or Pooh, sniffled Roo. Should you have told them when we had a chance, sighed Eeyore. Tigger offered Rabbit his tail to blow his nose on. Thank you, Tigger, sobbed Rabbit. Suddenly, Pooh and Piglet rolled out of the end of the hollow log. Pooh, Piglet, cried Tigger. Oh, we're so glad to see you. We're glad to see me? Asked Piglet shyly. Yeah, we have been following your memories all over 100 Acre Wood, explained Roo, and they led us right to you. Too bad. They are all floating down the river, said Eeyore. Ah, the scrapbook's not that important, said Piglet. But it showed us the great things you've done, said Pooh. let's tell him, everyone. No, let's show him, Roo suggested. The friends led Piglet back to his house to show him their drawings. They're wonderful, said Piglet, looking at the pictures. I'm so big, murmured Piglet. Well, of course you are, said Pooh. Why, you are double extra large, XL, Tigger declared. Piglet smiled. He felt big and important. I'd say this calls for a celebration, said Pooh. Ho, ho, ho. A Piglet party, Tigger cried. And so they threw their wonderful party to celebrate their special friend. Roo played a pin the tail on the donkey. Ouch, cried Tigger. When Roo accidentally pinned the tail on Tigger. Oops, sorry, Roo said. Everyone laughed, even Eeyore. They were happy to have their brave, kind and lovable Piglet back. Then Piglet took Piglet by the hand and led to Pooh Corner for a surprise. Pooh had changed the sign so that it read Pooh and Piglet Corner. From now on, you shall be a big part of all the plans, Pooh told his happy little friend. The end. So, I hope you like a story of Disney's Piglets Big Movie. About Piglet is a friend of Pooh Bear, Tigger and Rabbit and Roo and Eeyore. And since last year we celebrated a wonderful 100 years of Disney behind the magical legacy of Animation Studios has been changed over time, way back in 1923. It was such a fantastic honour, and we shared Disney moments last year. Okay guys, so I'm about to head off now, and remember, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit this notification, and look, there's some social links just below the video description. You can support me through TikTok, Instagram, Twitter and Pinterest. If you're interested to support me and exclusive content, especially behind the scenes, you can always look up to it. That'd be really appreciate you guys. Okay, so please stay tuned for another upcoming contents. Okay, so I'll see you soon, and thank you so much.